I don't know if you can hear Josh snoring in the other room. He's really tired, but I can't seem to wake him up enough to get him to go to bed. So he's sleeping on the couch. Just ignore it. Hi everybody, my name is Rosalie. Welcome back to my channel, back to Chubby. Today is another weigh-in video. It's gonna go up on Saturday, I think, because it's technically Saturday now. It's a little after midnight while I'm filming this. But let me go ahead and just show you the weigh-in real quick, and then I will go from there.
Hello. It's ready. $349.8 pounds.
So this week I'm down exactly 2 pounds, which is great. That still puts me about 2 pounds higher than my lowest right now, but that's on me, so just gonna keep trying to do that some more. And by that, I mean go down. Listen, I'm apparently tired. These past couple weeks, I've been pretty upfront about having some problems, just trying to do the right thing and being really busy and letting myself use that as an excuse. We are coming up on spring break and I am really looking forward to trying to make myself do nothing, but also trying to catch up on some stuff. So these past couple weeks, today I went to one of my friends' thesis defense. Yesterday we had a visiting writer. The day before that I had an advisory board meeting, like a really big one that I was really nervous about because there was someone on the advisory board who's pretty resistant to everything we've been trying to do in our new program department thing, and then he didn't even show up. So I was all worried all day for nothing. Oh, the day before that I was on a panel with 2 of my friends and colleagues presenting some stuff I did my thesis on. And the day before that we had another visiting writer. Saturday we went to go see our client. Friday we had another visiting writer panel. There's something else that happened that week. I don't really remember what. I think a lot of it was just getting ready for Saturday. And then that Tuesday we had also had a visiting writer. So a lot of stuff happened very quickly, and a lot of it was extra stressful because things kept getting changed. So the visiting writer that we had last Tuesday, for example, we found out like 3 or 4 days beforehand that the place that it was supposed to be held in had been moved because Conference and Scheduling booked a band concert in the like auditorium ballroom area right next door to where we were supposed to be having our visiting writer, so you wouldn't be able to hear him. So I appreciate that they moved us to the other end of the building. However, that meant that we also had to like post signs on the doors, track down all of the announcements that we put out, the radio things we put out, the newspaper things we put out. All of the posters had to be redone. All of the flyers had to be taken down and put back up. People had to be notified. Everything had to be changed right then. So that was pretty stressful. The visiting writer that we had on Monday this week had actually been rescheduled twice. Once because we had originally scheduled her when there was going to be a really, really big speaker coming to campus, and a lot of community members were going to be there, and a lot of people were going to want to go to that. Parking was going to be a nightmare. Even the speaker that we had scheduled wanted to go to the other speaker, so we rescheduled it. And then there was an ice storm that closed the college, so then we rescheduled it again. And as with the other guy, all the posters had to be redone, all the announcements had to be redone, everything had to be tracked down, switched out, replaced, changed, etc. So it's been kind of intense. And then we have another visiting writer the week we get back from spring break, and everything we had said that it was supposed to be Monday, and somehow with a team of like 4 people looking at it, none of us realized it should have been Wednesday. So again, posters had to be changed, notifications, everything had to be switched out. Everything I had just put in boxes, they had to go take out of boxes, redo, put in boxes. I mean like mailboxes on campus. So that's set. And then today I was pretty excited because I was able to knock out another visiting writer flyer. I went around campus, put them up, and then realized that I had put the special events board instead of the performing arts board as one of the sponsors. So this time it was on me and I had to go around and change all those out. But luckily I caught it before I did the announcements and the radio and the newspaper, etc. So it was only a minor inconvenience and it wasn't like 2 days beforehand. I'm getting off track. I'm just trying to tell you, these past couple weeks have been pretty stressful and pretty intense. Like, I love doing the Visiting Writers series. I get to meet a lot of cool people, get to go to a lot of great readings. A lot of times I get to go out like to dinner with them beforehand, which, I mean, that's a whole other thing in and of itself if we're talking about weight loss, is going to dinner frequently with people. It's a really cool part of my job. Just a lot happened in 2 weeks. We have 2 more visiting writers coming up. One the week we get back from spring break. Oh no, we have 3 more visiting writers coming up. We have 3 more visiting writers coming up, and we have 2 book launches. One from one of our journalism professors who also used to be my boss when I was the opinion editor at the school newspaper, and is now my colleague, and another from a former colleague and now friend who's a retired professor. And it's a really cool book that I've been working on with him, and is available for pre-order, but I'm not pitching someone else's book. Anyway, that sort of grew into a whole thing. I'm like, well, we should have a launch for it. And then just sort of having a reading turned into having a launch party, and then having a lunch party turned into doing drinks and like appetizers for 100-ish people, and then having a separate smaller dinner for some of his closer friends afterwards. So organizing 2 separate events for the same night, and that's April 4th. Listen, I've spent like 8 minutes just talking about my week. That's not what I meant to do with this video. I was trying to say that I am looking forward to spring break, finding a balance between doing nothing and being able to get back on track. And to get back on track, that's what I've been doing this evening. I've been trying to set myself up to be more successful this week. So in our kitchen is a wreck. It is disgusting right now. I haven't really cleaned in weeks. And to top that off, we have like no counter space in there at all. We have one that's about this wide on one side of the sink and another that's about twice that wide, but it's got stuff set on it like a drying rack and, you know, what have you. There's no space in there. So I'm sure most of you guys have figured out before that I do most of my meal prep in my dining room on this big table in here. Well, the dining room was a wreck. In fact, every room in my house is a disaster right now. This is the dirtiest my house has been in a long time. And the dining room was probably the cleanest of the disaster rooms. But I went ahead and spent like 45 minutes to an hour cleaning it up tonight so I can meal prep this weekend. It was actually the cleanest room in the house. It was a total disaster. I was getting distracted by some things like trying to reorganize my graphic novels and my comics because I just felt they needed to be. The point is, I spent some time getting this room clean so I will at least have a space to prep this weekend. That means tomorrow I need to clean the kitchen so I'll be able to actually cook, but I also went ahead and ordered new, you can't really tell what they are, new meal prep containers. I mentioned before that all of mine are gone, either given away, broken, recycled, thrown away, just ruined, left somewhere, who knows. They're gone, almost all of them. I had like 50. And so this time I just went ahead and got like one, this time I went ahead and just got like the set of 15, which I need to wash before I can use, but I need to clean the whole kitchen and I need to clean a whole bunch of other dishes. and our dishwasher's being a butt and sort of on the fritz, and it keeps not draining, and then the seal leaks and floods the kitchen over and over. Listen, the point is, I'm trying to get myself set up to get back into this, but if I don't have a space to prep, I'm not gonna prep. And if I don't have a space to cook, I'm not gonna cook. If I don't have something to actually put the prepped meals in, I'm not going to do them. So I'm sort of starting over, not entirely, but I mean, I've practiced at this, I've done this before, I know how to do it, but none of the tools that I had taken the time to give myself before were there. And I've mentioned before that filming these videos keeps me accountable, filming the meal preps keeps me accountable. Filming the meal preps also made me keep at least part of this room clean, so I would meal prep in here, and I haven't been filming in here. So I just gotta get better at this. Also, it was probably 2 months ago that I asked if people wanted to see a wish haul video, and people said, yeah, sure. So now I've got almost all of my stuff here. I think I'm only missing one thing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and film it since I have a little bit of time this week. I might actually try and film several videos so that when there's days when I just can't get something done, you guys can actually have something to watch. That's pretty presumptuous that you just want something to watch from me, but I hope you know what I mean. Okay, I think I've just sort of rambled for a while now. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna cut. Also, this is kind of weird, I guess, that I'm filming so late, but this is also when I'm most awake. I'll probably be awake for like another 3 hours or so. I just don't sleep well. But it was a nice day today, and I think that made me feel a little bit better, and I'm excited about having at least one clean room in the house. That makes me feel better. It makes me feel like my mind is working better. I say as I talk about how I'm really tired and rambly. There is one thing in here that stinks though. I'm gonna set this down. Okay, I need to stop. As a couple of reminders, you guys can find me on social media with the username BackToChubby, all one word. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably just seen that I've been posting a lot of visiting writer pictures lately because that's what I've been doing. If you guys don't want to use social media, or if that's not really your thing, you can find my P.O. Box information in the description box down below, as well as a link to the scale I usually use, the only scale I use, because people ask me about it all the time. And there's a link to try BetterHelp, which is the mobile counseling service that I use. But I stopped for a little while because of money, and then I started getting really depressed, and then I started getting some more weight again, and I'm starting to use again. So I hope wherever you guys are, you are safe and happy and healthy. Remember to just keep trying the best you can. You can get back into it. You might need to sort of stop and start again, and there are several people who have given me that that advice, and I appreciate it. Also this week, I might talk about my search for a gym in this area because it's just been way more involved than I thought it was gonna be. But I'll talk about that in another video. I will see you guys soon. Bye.